out your computer so we can, we're on the conference bridge and the webinar here tonight. We had an incredible New Year's kickoff in Phoenix, and what we're going to do here tonight is do our best to take 3 days worth of information and pack it into a 1-hour webinar to cover all the information in a proper way, so you really do kind of get all the new direction of the company, the new products, the new promotions, updates on some incentives and things like that. So we're going to cover a lot of ground with a lot of different speakers, and tonight I really have the honor of introducing everybody tonight to our CEO and leader, Jim Coover, who has been with the company from the very beginning, as everybody knows, and it's been a 10-year experience, and we really owe a lot to his leadership and his ability to steer this company in the right direction. And I think everybody from this event really got fired up because they saw what we've done in the last 10 years, and they could visualize what we can do here in the next 10 years. So with that, Jim, I'm going to pass it over to you and like you to share with everybody what's happening for the new year.
Well, thank you, Jay, and it's an honor to participate, and Happy New Year to everyone. And what a new year it's going to be. Gosh, we're off to an amazing start. We just had an amazing 2011, which, in fact, ever since our beginnings in 2002, we've been on a steady pace of growth, not only in our domestic market, but in areas that we've chosen to expand to. We're now in 8 countries. We've generated over $1.5 billion in cumulative sales since our inception, and literally have impacted hundreds of thousands of people's quality of life. Last year alone, our sales were up 20 million. And there's no question that this year, 2012, is going to be the best year in history. We just concluded an amazing event where we had 2,000 of our, I guess you could say, our most committed and dedicated members who joined us in Phoenix, Arizona, which is, of course, where we started the company 10 years ago. And it really provided us an opportunity to not only share with everybody where we've been, but more importantly, where we're going. And there's no question that we've really set the stage for the things that you're going to be hearing about, on the call tonight, that really position us to take full advantage of the unique opportunity that Isagenix has created from its inception. We began this company 10 years ago with a vision to be to impact world health and to be the free people from physical and financial pain, and in the process be the largest health and wellness company in the world. We've approached this strategically. We've had a lot of experience in this industry, and we know that if it doesn't work for all of you in the field, it doesn't work for the company. So, we really have a philosophy of being in partnership with all of you, and I think that the things that have really contributed to our success is we've always approached this with the intention of having no compromise products, not a single product, but a whole system of products that can really serve as a foundation for health and wellness, and that we would continue to invest in research to ensure that we can always be on the leading edge of bringing, products and systems to people live long and live healthy. We've coupled that with the best opportunity, we think, in the entire industry, along with the best culture. And, all of those things add up to just an extraordinary opportunity for all of us to enjoy. In our 10 years, we've already created over 61 millionaires. One of the goals we have as a company, and this is, I know, Kathy's personal passion, is to create more 6- and 7-figure earners than any other company in history. And for me, one of the high points on this weekend was where we invited those people who even were in the room who had earned in the last year, more than a 6-figure income, some actually a 7-figure income, to the stage. And we literally mean, we had 200 and some odd people on stage, and I think it was really testimony to the fact that, we really do have something that can serve as a vehicle for people to not only enjoy the best quality of health, but to really have the type of financial security for themselves and their family that we know there's such a need for out there in the marketplace. So I know tonight we'll be sharing with you some of the new tools and promotions, and I just want to encourage all of you to not only capitalize on the momentum that we're going into this new year with, but to really get in action. Isagenix is your vehicle to take control of your health and your future. And, I just want to acknowledge Jay for his leadership. You're all part of one of the fastest growing companies or teams in all of Isagenix, and there's no question that it really comes down to the type of leadership and example that Jay and the other leaders that really make up your group have helped to set the pace for. So, again, Jay, thank you for allowing me to be on the call and to be part of your life and to be your partner as we take this journey together.
Well, thank you, Jim. I got to tell you, we've got a lot of people on this webinar, and I've got the slides of when we started in 2002, and I want everybody to know that when you look at the slides, that's Jim Coover right in the front there with 4 cubicles, and that's what the office was 2002, and here we are in 2012. This is what the office looks like in 2012, and Jim, it's been incredible, hasn't it? In 10 years, how much has happened?
It's been a great journey, and gosh, I think what's great to know is that we've just really spent this last 10 years really getting ready for what the future is going to be like. We
hear the audio. Now, can you see the slides? Let me ask you if you can see the slides.
Yes, they just changed.
I'm getting a lot of people that are saying yes. Okay, if you can't see the slides, that's your computer. So we're going to move forward. Okay, I got yes. So if you don't see the slides, that is your computer. So thank you, everybody. So moving right along, one of the things that we're positioned for in the marketplace is the trends that are in front of us. And the trends are the obesity trends, the anti-aging, and the financial problems that are really affecting everybody. And so what we want to do here, I want to introduce you to a gentleman that won the Heart of Isagenix Award at the conference, and that is Lenny Evans, and a special guy that really helped get me in this company when I went to an Isagenix University in 2006. And I got fired up because I heard Lenny sharing the Isagenix vision. So Lenny, if you would, let's talk about what we are about in Isagenix.
I'd love to, Jay, and I really appreciate Jim Cooper taking the time out of his busy schedule to be on this webinar. And I applaud all of you for jumping on, for getting on, taking your time out of your night, and getting on this webinar. It's a real testament to who you are and how excited you are as well, because we're really fired up around here. I mean, really fired up, because it's happening, and it's happening for hundreds and thousands of people. So let's take a look at some of the issues. We know that obesity is plaguing our society. I mean, it's everywhere. And if you don't understand it, then do your own due diligence and investigate it. Watch Super Size Me. Watch some of these movies that are out there like Food Matters and Food Inc. and understand what's happening when millions upon millions of our children are obese. There's a problem. There's a very big problem happening, and, we must do something about it. This is the first generation since like the late 1800s of children that are not, for the first time, not expected to outlive their parents. That's alarming. So, obesity is here to stay. It's something we're going to be dealing with for the next 100 years, easily. And now let's move on to aging, because for the first time in the history of the United States, for sure, the baby boomers are turning 65. And it's an alarming rate. I want you to try to get your hands around this. Every day in North America, 10,000 people turn 65 years old. This will continue for the next 6, 7, 8 years. Guys, every single day, 10,000 people, men and women, turn 65. And, you know, I think what they want is they want to stop feeling old. I know we all do. We all go through that. And so that's another issue. So we're looking at obesity, number one. Number two, aging. And you can follow along with the slide with Jay there and take a look. But, you know, this aging thing is a big deal, and we're going to have the oldest population we've ever had in the history of our world that we know of. And that's alarming. And then, of course, we know, it doesn't take much to figure out that there's a financial crisis happening. And you know, it's happening everywhere. But what Jim Coover and John Anderson and Jim and Kathy Cooper have given us is an answer. We can create our very own economy. And so I guess what I want to say is I just kind of want to wrap this up and share this thought. You know, every year they do polls and they do opinions. And USA Today gathers data, and the 4 top New Year's resolutions year in and year out are the following. Number 1, get out of debt. That's the number 1 New Year's resolution. Get out of debt. The number 1 resolution. Number 2, the challenge is make more money. Number 2 is far and away make more money. So they're both financial. Isn't that fascinating? Both of the number 1 and number 2 challenges or problems that people are facing are financially driven. Get out of debt and make more money. Well, number 3, you guessed it, is lose weight. Lose weight. Fascinating. And number 4 is get in better shape. Now, I think that if people knew they could, you know, age gracefully or, you know, live longer and live healthy, that would probably be on there too. But people just don't know what Isagenix is all about with our products. You're going to hear from experts tonight, from Jim Rhodes and from Kevin Steele. You're going to hear from Jay Bennett a lot. You're going to hear from Jim Rhodes and Joe Malooly. They're going to talk about this opportunity. Well, consider this. If there are 4 main resolutions, 4 resolutions, 1 solution. 4 resolutions, 1 solution. Isagenix. Understand that 10 years ago, almost because this March we're going to have our 10-year anniversary in March, and they put together the vision. Now, this company is sound financially, sound with leadership, the best leadership in the entire industry. Financially, we're sound, no debt. I mean, we're just rocking. And so they came up with this vision, because without a vision, you know, people perish, it says in Proverbs. And here's the truth. We have a very strong vision. Isagenix probably has the strongest vision of anything I've ever been a part of in my entire life. And listen to the vision. To attack world health and free people from pain, both physical pain and financial pain. Now let's go back to the 4 top challenges facing people, not just yearly, not just monthly, not just weekly, but daily. Daily, my friend. Daily. People are faced with these things daily. They think about them. They're on their minds. Again, get out of debt, make more money. That's financial pain. And then lose weight, get in shape. Physical pain. Our very vision, the very vision of this Isagenix company is nailing head on the 4 top problems facing all people living and breathing and walking today. Jay, I don't know about you, but sometimes I have a hard time sleeping because I get so excited, because it's not just for today in the last 10 years, but it's mainly right now moving forward. We literally have the best opportunity in the history of the world. And I'm so excited that you're all part of it. And people that you know, they want to be part of it too. I really believe that with all my heart, that they also want to be part of this. But they can't know unless we make them aware of it. So Jay, I'm going to turn it back to you, buddy. I'm so excited about this webinar. Thanks for putting it together. Thanks for being the leader that you are to all of us.
Lenny, thank you. And folks, if you see all the trends, then you see that Isagenix is perfectly positioned for all those trends. And the company has put $10 million on top of the original compensation plan, $10 million per year. And I think what everybody needs to know is that that money is accessible for you and I. We have different promotions and different rank advancements and things that we have in place so that everybody can get a piece of this 10 million. And that's one of the things that was very recognizable this weekend, was how many people were making so much money on these bonuses, on these rank advancement bonuses, on the product introductory bonuses. So understand that the company's putting more money in when it's been really a very financially tough time for many people out there. So they're looking for a vehicle. The sales were 276 million last year, a 20 million increase from last year. Now most companies, corporately and network marketing, are going down and down and down in sales, and a lot of them are going out of business. We are growing, and we're growing in all our markets. All the international markets are growing. Australia's growing, New Zealand's growing, Mexico's growing, Taiwan's growing, Canada's growing, US is growing. So all of our markets are growing, which is very, very powerful. And if you compare this to last year, the first half of this year we grew 4% from the year before. Then in the third quarter it was 9%. In the fourth quarter it was 11%. And I was told this week it's over 20% from last year. So we're on an upward spiral. And when you get clarity on this, you see there's momentum here in this company. So the company says no matter what, we're going to be hitting a 300 million in 2012 no matter what. Our trajectory is at 300 million in the year 2012. But really Jim Cooper put the goal out and said we could hit between 320 and 340 million next year. And so we are on our way to $1 billion a year. That is the goal of this company. And you need to know that from 275 million, where we are currently, to $1 billion is a long way to go, and all of us can benefit by being part of this company. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to shift to the new products that we have in our line, and I've got really one of the best guys in Isagenix to do that, and that's Jim Rhodes. So Jim?
Well, thank you. Thank you for this forum, Jay, and thank you for all those who are participating by being here tonight and learning about what just blew us away. I might just tell you, those who did attend the New Year kickoff didn't need their airplanes to get home. They could fly without planes. It was that good. And it's interesting. First of all, let me share just 2 seconds worth of philosophy from John Anderson, obviously the genius of the products, and what's made this company so exceptional is that he knows and understands that science doesn't stand still. Technology doubles itself every, I think, 18 months nowadays. Well, technology adds that information so that we can also increase and improve even on the products that are already incredible and magnificent. And John Anderson knows that, and he went back to the laboratory and did more work. And one of the products, of course, that he's improved on and increased its potentiality is our Cleanse for Life. We now have, and they've introduced, the liquid form of that new Cleanse for Life juice. And what you're looking at here is the standard tropical berry, and we already know what it does. It's off the charts, but look what the new witch berry showed up in all of their tests. Look at the difference of over double and triple. So when he says that these products are not just twice as good, they're almost 3 times as good. And the neatest part, in my opinion, is that he also is a genius in the flavoring of the Cleanse for Life juice. So we have an improvement in a product that put us on the map in the first place without an increase in the price. We still have the 32-ounce bottles at $32.95 with a BV of 25. We now have it in both the liquid form, which I love, as well as was released in the powder form. Something that was just introduced that I just think is exciting, because now we can carry with us a little 2-ounce serving, our daily serving. And the price difference between a box that contains the full 32 ounces like the big bottle does is only $5 for the entire box difference. But the convenience is phenomenal. Single serve, 2 ounces each. All right? The flavor everybody got to sample is just incredible. So we've got the same serving of instead of 32, it's 37, and the 25 BV on the little 2-ounce servings. Might suggest that's an excellent way to introduce somebody to just how good this cleanse is and why it's different than anything on the market. Its ability to go after more of the impurities in the body and help take them out has increased dramatically at cellular level. The new ingredients are just powerful. They've also now enhanced the Ionic Supreme. They've increased its potency, they've improved its taste, and it has 0 preservatives. It's only available now in the powder form with the new, but I might say that they added 4 more adaptogens. 4 more. Now, the adaptogens, most of us don't really appreciate what that means because we're not understanding what it does. When someone takes a drink, say, that contains caffeine, we get an immediate lift, okay? The problem is that's through a stimulant, and it actually burns your energy. An adaptogen will go after stress and lower the stress where the energy is not converted into energy and burnt, but is conserved. And with the increase of the new adaptogens and other ingredients in the new Ionic Supreme, look at the graph, the enhanced Ionic Supreme. It's well over double. Unbelievable, from 1.5 clear past 3. And we're going to see differences in the people who are using that. You're going to want to sample it. It's delicious and it's effective. The new Ionic Supreme in powder form. Same price, $32 with the 25 BV, the same as the liquid. So the incredible part is they're putting all this effort into improvements, and they're not increasing the price, knowing that we all need it to be affordable. They've also improved our new fiber snacks. It's 100% peanut-free, knowing that people have allergies. It's got 6 full grams of fiber instead of 4, and 6 grams of the whey protein with only 140 calories. And by the way, it is delicious. It's the honey almond crisp fiber snacks. I might suggest most of us do not get sufficient fiber in our diets. And this is one way to guarantee we do, and to make sure our children do and love it. The retail cost is $25, our wholesale is $21, with a BV of 13, and that gives us 12 of the fiber snacks at the $21 cost. Great product. Wow. After 10 years of extensive research and clinical testing, the Rejuvenate Joint and Pain Relief System was born. Dr. Paul Anderson, a genius in and of himself, an MD out of Canada, worked 16 years in pain management as a doctor for Health Canada using natural sources. He has improved our products even more. But people need to know a couple of things. Our products aren't just there to cover up and be a Band-Aid. Because when most people don't realize this, but when, let's say you've got a shoulder or a knee that's giving you serious joint pain, you'll go in and get a cortisone shot. That's really typical. If you repeat more than 1 cortisone shot in a 12-month period, it wipes out your joint cartilage. It dissolves it. If you choose to get the steroid drugs, if you get one within every 3 years, it destroys the joint cartilage. Now, ours is just the opposite. It's loaded with proven, scientifically supported nutrients, such as your glucosamine and your chondroitin, to actually support and, I believe, regenerate cartilage. So we have a positive anabolic balance going on. ability to regenerate, rebuild, not just to cover. So our joint and pain relief system, we see result testing. 88% of the joint sufferers experience significant, long-lasting joint relief. You want to impress somebody quickly? This is the one that does the work, whether it's on your knees and your shoulders or your back, wherever bones meet and where they're separated by cartilage. You're going to want this product. It is helping to regenerate at the same time as to break the pain cycle so that the nutrients can get in and specifically address inflammation. A brand new super chocolate. Not that we needed to coax too many people into enjoying chocolate, because most of the world does, but actually 71% of the population prefer milk chocolate over dark chocolate. So guess what? The new Ice of Delights now come in milk chocolate flavor just as well as the dark chocolate, the Bavarian chocolate. All of the same ingredients, just to change up to the milk chocolate versus the dark chocolate flavor. The neat thing is, again, they're keeping the same prices so that we can afford it. I might just tell you that this product is way underused. If you happen to have these or haven't experienced them, if you know of someone who has a hard time getting through a full 24-hour cleanse or a 48-hour cleanse, if they have the Ice of Delights, their cleanse days are magnificent. It gives you that extra, almost like brand new willpower, as it increases brain action to raise your mood and lower your appetite at the same time. Many people have a beautiful side effect if they have discomfort in their body. About a third of the people will see some great potential in lowering that threshold. So experiment with the Ice of Delights if you have people who are in serious jeopardy of discomfort, and see if the Ice of Delights aren't just a miracle for them, as well as very tasty. Remember, you need to take them away from other foods at least a couple of hours on an empty stomach. If you're going to get the actual function of what the product can do at the brain level, it has to go in on an empty stomach as a small delivery system. And with that, Jay, I think we have someone else who wants to tell us about why these products can produce an income for us that is so outstanding and break the barrier of how to make a living while we're making our fortune.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jim. I had a chance to do a little presentation at the event, and it was about the money. It was about the double PIBs and the rank advancement bonuses, and it was like a 45-minute presentation, and I'm going to try to condense this down just to a couple of minutes here, but I would give you kind of a rough idea. One of the keys in Isagenix is the front-end money now that is available through the company making adjustments and adding money to the plan. And I think that's why a lot of network marketers are coming in. There's a lot of business people, networkers, people that are business savvy that are coming into Isagenix because of the front-end money. First of all, let's start with the foundation. Excuse me. Let's start with the foundation, which is AutoShip. And AutoShip is the glue in our businesses, and we are doing an excellent job of developing AutoShip customers. We're developing AutoShip as our way of driving the business. And look at this, 91% new member enrollments, 63% of all volume is on AutoShip. So every new member, there's 91% of everybody who comes in is on AutoShip when they come in, and 63% of all volume is on AutoShip. So that is what creates that residual income. That's the foundation, folks. But let's look at all the advantages of AutoShip. First of all, and you need to know these advantages because you need to communicate them to your new people. They don't know there's so many advantages that are going on. And it's a little bit overwhelming sometimes, but you need to know what they are and communicate at least some of these key ones. You get 10% off the wholesale price when you're on AutoShip. You have a reduced annual membership fee. You bank your group volume, or I like to call, you get to hold your volume. You hold the volume of people that are placed underneath you. Only on AutoShip can you hold the volume. And how many people do we have holding 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, $100,000 or more in volume to make it easier for them to leverage that volume to create their income? We have now rank advancement bonuses of up to $8,050 going up the ladder. So in other words, when you get to consultant, you get to star consultant, you get to crystal executive, you get to 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, you're getting an additional $8,000. You have the leadership pools. You have to be on AutoShip, and for the leadership pools, you need to be executive. But there's $100,000 a month in 4 different bonus pools. So $400,000 a month in bonus pools, you have to be on AutoShip for that. Exclusive sales and promotion, dental, health, and vision insurance, and we have free My Isagenix contact tools that are phenomenal. Now, on top of that, some of the new things are we've now improved our site. We've improved the replicated site, and a little later we're going to share with you 3 options that you now have to customize your website. We have the interactive isagenixbusiness.com. We're going to explain that. And we have the updated isaproduct.com. You want to get to isaproduct.com and really review the new updates. You have the Isagenix 2Go applications. That affects your iPhones and your iPads. And there are applications you can use right on your phone, right on your iPad. Those are new. You get that all on AutoShip, folks. New library materials that are in your back office and online enrollment tools. So there's a lot that we have when you're on AutoShip. One of the key things for AutoShip that I really love that the company did is they put a first-year loyalty rewards program together. So starting right now, if you have people enrolling right now, all the way till August 5th, we call it enroll, order, receive. When you get to 130 cumulative BV, you're going to have a sample pack delivered to you right away. It's going to be shipped to you. You don't have to ask for it. It's just shipped to you, a free sample pack. When you get a cumulative 780 BV, you're going to get an option of either the Isa Delight chocolates or the fiber snacks. And then when you accumulate 1,170 BV, you're going to get free celebration ticket. Well, it was interesting, but if Kevin Steele shared this with me earlier, that if you stay on AutoShip all the way to August 5th and you average about 150 BV, you're going to get a free celebration ticket before the convention. So a great strategy. You need to communicate that to your people on AutoShip, that they know that they have those advantages just staying active on AutoShip. Now, the thing that really worked as we closed out 2011 was the double PIB, the rank advancement bonuses, and the leadership pools. 10 million invested in you, 10 million invested in you and I in the field. That's huge with this company. Again, it's what's bringing people into the industry. And one of the big things that we're communicating now is 3K in 30 days. Now, when I say 3K in 30 days, it could be 1K, it could be 2K, it could be 3K. It could be 1,000, 2,000, or 3,000. But let me also say this, that it can be paying for your product. So whether a person is looking to make 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 their first 30 days, we want to show them a plan where they can do it. But I also want to get across that we want to show people how to pay for their product. So what I'm going to share with you is that you really need to review 3K30days.com, 3K30days.com, and get really acclimated to the front-end money that can help people really make a decision and go for this. I would share the income as much as I would share the products with people. Matter of fact, you could lead with the income and then talk about the products later. And they're going to go, well, what are you marketing? This might intrigue them to go, what are you marketing? And of course, you and I all know we have the best products on the planet. So just the example of $2,000 in their first month, it's as simple as this. You come in the program on AutoShip, and you get Mary with a President's Pack, and you get John with a President's Pack. Well, when you get Mary with a President's Pack, instead of making 80 product introductory bonus, you make 160 because you get 2 people within a week, you get 160 on each President's Pack. So 160 for Mary, 160 for John, that's $320 in your product introductory bonus. Okay? This is going all the way to convention, to August 5th. Okay? You also, as you develop Mary and John to consultant, they get their one on the left, one on the right. You make $100 on every person you rank advance to the consultant level. So in this case, you get 100 on Mary and you get 100 on John. That would be $200. So in this example, for your entry bonuses and your rank advancement bonus, there's 520 plus 50 for you for getting a consultant. There's $570 for that week. And the idea is if you duplicate that 4 weeks in a row, you have over $2,000 in income. Now you can break this down for $1,000, you can break this down for $2,000, you can break this down for $3,000 when you go to that website. But you want to be able to show people that plan. And so many people are going to be able to see, hey, I can make an extra $200, $300, $500 this next 30 days to pay for my product. So get clear on the 3K for 30 days. So now what I'm going to do, of course, product B is huge. Product B is giant. Product B is something that is really separating us from so many other health companies, nutrition companies out there in the marketplace. And there's so much credibility with what we've got here. And what I want to do is go back to Jim Rhodes now, and let's take a little time at reviewing what was shared at the New Year's kickoff on the development of Product B. So, Jim Rhodes?
Thank you. Well, first of all, before we really get into the nuts and bolts, I want to announce probably the thing that made how David would say it, it's worth the price of admission, just hearing this one sentence. Isagenix is going to spend the millions necessary to do the clinical trials. They've already begun. They're using Dr. Vaudry out of the University of Illinois, who is a well-respected researcher whose work uses what is called the gold standard in the medical field. His information that will be published by peers, appear in our journals, and I don't know if that gives anybody out there who hasn't heard this yet goosebumps, but it does me. It tells me two things about John Anderson and Dr. Bill Andrews. It tells me they already know what the results are going to be because they wouldn't chance this, not in a heartbeat, if the results weren't going to be stellar, because that would sink a ship, not help it. We already know. We already know because these guys have a whole lot more experience, obviously, than we do. It's attracting now people like former president of Nutrisystem, Dr. Eric Kaplan, just joined Isagenix. He's written a new book, and it contains a whole chapter about Isagenix and how they're changing the industry. When you start attracting former presidents of major companies, there's a reason. That's, as Jim Cooper says, that's a clue. Well, Product B is everything I believe it should be. When you get a man in popular science that they dedicate 16 pages to, that comes out in the LA magazine, and all of the other information that's hitting the airways, and I hope everybody realizes that TLC, channel TLC on your television is going to feature Isagenix on the 21st of this month with an interview of some fantastic people and why this company is changing lives. We're just starting to see the beginning of an incredible movement because Bill Andrews and John Anderson have changed our potential future. Literally. And the world is starting to hear about it. CNBC Business. It's been Dr. Oz, Harper's Bazaar, all of these magazines. How many of us would like to be 65 and look and feel 45? What if that was possible? Well, Bill Andrews has been working, as you know, for 30 plus years to get rid of a disease called cancer when he ran across the telomerase and discovered what telomeres are, and has now been working with Nobel Prize winners for discovering and proving that you could actually reverse the age of mice. They've done it at several major universities. Now here's the neat thing. here's our quality assurance graph, okay, that we know that this product is safe and it has a positive effect on the telomere. So it gives the nutrition that the telomere needs, and we're not going to say that we create telomerase yet because that's too early. Give us the year, 2 years, 5 years, however long it takes to complete these incredible clinicals that they're starting right now. But we know that our original product B that was introduced in August has already had a transformation. I believe product B, when it originally was released, had 8 hits. Now, what's a hit? A hit is something that has a positive effect on the denigration of a telomere. A positive effect means that it must nourish it or help it to slow that down. Now, a telomere denigrates or I don't know exactly the word to say, shortens, there's the word, by between 25 and 250 clicks, okay, each time a cell replicates, between 25 and 250. If you could change each one of the ones that were going at 250 to 25, how much more life would you give that telomere? Because as a telomere shortens, once it gets to a certain shortness, it can no longer replicate a new cell. So it dies, and that's the aging process. If you can slow that down, obviously we're going to age more gracefully, live longer, and healthier, in my opinion, because you can help your immune cells, your digestive system, your liver, and key organs, and heart. Imagine the impact this is going to have. We know through the quality assurance testing that Dr. Bill Andrews is doing that we have the greatest product in product B on the face of the earth, bar none. There's nothing out there even close. But that's not the end of it. Product B that was released had, I guess, 8 hits or more in August. My guess is that it's 10 or 12 by now, because these guys aren't slowing down. John Anderson goes all over the world researching and looking at plants and botanicals that have positive effects on telomeres. Brings them back to Bill Andrews, who then tests them for their effectiveness, their safety, and their effect in the body at the molecular level, and we end up with a product that's off the chart. We know that it was an awesome thing that Christopher Columbus did. Guys, what Isagenix is offering us is a ride in the Pinta, the Nina, or the Santa Maria to go to the new horizon. He's offered us, and Isagenix is offering us a ride across the mighty Atlantic to the Americas that will change the face of the world. Had he not had enough courage to ask Queen Isabella in 1491 for the funds and the ships, it would have put us way behind. Had John Anderson not met Dr. Bill Andrews and decided to move forward, and Jen Coover seeing the possibilities, making sure that Isagenix could get behind this and what we could do in fulfilling our mission, we are changing, I believe, the potential of the face of the world. And each one of us are in one of those ships if we're on product B. I've seen a difference since I've gone on the product. I have a doctor friend in Las Vegas who actually has seen it in his workup. So here is the telomerase expression. We know that in control, there's no effect. So you have a baseline. John's first ingredient that was put into the product was weak, but it had an effect. So from no effect to a weak effect. Look where we are now. All right? It went from weak to, look how far that line has gone. So we have we have our future to look forward to, knowing that product B becomes B plus, A minus A, and then A plus. And what happens at that point? The product is in our hands, not only to use, but to share with the world. Our future is looking incredible because very few times science is this excited about a major breakthrough in the world of science, and you work with the company that carries the product and knows the rest of the story. So we have also, of course, what attracted Dr. Bill Andrews in the first place was that we already had pillar number 4 in our arsenal. We had already gone after the aging process of slowing it down and improving. How? Well, first of all, we know we cleanse the body and give our body a better environment to live in. It's, in my opinion, going to be healthier and probably live longer. We nourish it with the finest foods on the planet, particularly the Isagenix shake that has 100% of the building blocks the body needs to regenerate itself. We work on the stress of the body. And by the way, that Isagenix shake and the protein it has, if you just start to understand, we need to have a certain amount of lean body versus fat. Okay? Fat is not necessarily bad unless it's too much. Our problem in the United States, it's too much. We need to rebuild our lean body. Most diets don't work because they starve the lean body as well as starve out the fat. Our program is 100% different than that. We sustain and support lean body tissue, which builds your heart, your lungs, your liver, your kidneys, and all of your lean body muscles. At the same time, lowering the calories, allowing the fat to be burned as energy in your lean body tissue and your muscles. So, for optimum health, it has to be the right protein. We just happen to have, no mistake and no accident, John Anderson finds the cleanest, best form of protein in the planet in New Zealand. And that's included in that Isagenix shake. Then we've got the Isagenix Supreme that is working on stress through a natural means by helping to lower stress, not by hyping your brain and your metabolism into trying to work past it. Then we've got the Ageless Essentials. My goodness. The Ageless Essentials, again, as I was mentioning, is what attracted Bill Andrews. He had never seen a company that had products so effective in the antioxidant arena as our Ageless Essentials. We had a CoQ10 that's up to 800 times more absorbable than the average CoQ10 in crystalline or powdered form. We have the vitamin B and vitamin D3, which helps us absorb calcium, which he realizes is absolutely necessary because calcium is the most utilized mineral of the whole body. We have the resveratrol, which is magnificent, ends up being one of the best nutrients for the telomeres as well as for the whole cardio system. And then we have the men's and women's essentials specific to gender. And we have the omegas, which are doing magnificent things for the brain cells. Most of us do not even appreciate what those omegas are doing in our brains as well as our cells and our heart. And we've got the cleanest sources. Then we've got vitamin C, 3 different sources, time-release, buffered, to help our immune systems. We've got the best antioxidants on the planet. So we have the Ageless Essentials, which are necessary, along with the other 3 pillars of the cleanse, the Isagenix, and the Isagenix shake, to clean the body. You don't want to dump good on top of garbage, so you get the garbage out. You flood the body with the nutrition. You work with the stress. You keep the oxidative stress at a minimum, and then you go to the nutrition that goes in to the cells to nourish the telomeres, and I believe the magic begins. With that, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Jim. I want to really share with everybody, we had a lot of science that was shared at the event that Jim was giving you just kind of a tip of the iceberg, but a lot of science that was shared on the product line and how it affects the body. And really it comes down to results. And what I want to do here is I want to bring on a lady who was at the event, and she's going to share. This was a powerful story by Molly Sheridan, who's actually the partner of Dr. William Andrews. And I want you to see what happened to her by getting on the Isagenix system. So Rhonda, are you on the line? Rhonda Collier?
Rhonda Collier here. Can you hear me, Jay?
I sure can. You sound great.
Awesome. Thank you, Jim, and thank you, Jay, and welcome to everybody on the call. These products are really delivering results. And when Molly Sheridan took the stage, I just want to paint a picture for all of you that weren't able to be in that room. First of all, her story, by the time she told her story, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. And, Molly is a ultra-marathon runner, okay? And she's the only American woman to attempt to run what is called the High, which is a 137-mile non-stop foot race in the Himalayas. Okay, we are talking way up there, right? And what happened is Molly put together a team. As you can see, there's her Isagenix support team. But the most important person on her Isagenix team, she told us standing on that stage, was our one and only John Anderson, who put together a specific Isagenix nutrition and support program for Molly to run this race. Now, she tried running this race once before. Back in 2010, she got to 100 miles and she didn't finish. And this year, in 2011, Molly, after every doctor, after every coach, after every person that had a sane brain cell told her to stop, she must stop. It was physically impossible for her to complete this race. And, she'd already gone, almost halfway, and there just wasn't enough time, and there wasn't enough in her. They told her physically to go. And she said, she felt like she was going to give up. And then her team said, have a shake, Molly. You need a shake. And she's over 100 miles into this race. And everyone's telling her to quit, and she said she put the shake into her body. And she said, within moments, she said she was ready to go, and she knew she was going to finish this race. She actually finished the race, the only woman in the world to ever finish this amazing, amazing race. There she is right there at the finish line. And, it was her commitment, and it was her team's commitment, and it was this incredible nutrition that was put into her body all throughout the race, all leading up to the race. Jay, she said she shipped over 50 pounds of the Isagenix superfoods out there for her to finish this race, and she absolutely did it. And, Jay, I just want to say one thing before we transition. Michael Klaus was also there, and Michael Klaus, he's a top incommercer in the network marketing industry. And, Jay, you saw him. They were lining up. They're all coming into Isagenix now, you guys. They were this company for 9 years. And this is the year that we're just seeing all the top incomers from other companies and a lot of people that have made multiple millions of dollars in other companies that were maybe now trainers like Michael Klaus are now coming into Isagenix. And Jay, one of the most moving moments for me in this event was when Michael Klaus said he's been out of the industry, he's a top trainer, and he was searching for years for the perfect company to get involved in. He's now involved with Isagenix. And he gave me this one nugget I want to share about commitment. And he said commitment, the definition of commitment is to finish doing what you said you were going to do, to continue doing what you said you were going to do, long after the feeling that was there when you said you were going to do it is gone. And Jay, that was such a powerful moment for me, that commitment that Molly Sheridan has, that commitment that we all have. And I'm going to turn it back to you, and I know we're going to talk about the Ice the Body Challenge later on, Jay.
Thank you, Rhonda. I really appreciate it. That was a very inspirational part when Molly shared her story about running up there and how Isagenix got her through. What I want to do here is shift now to a lot of the sales aids and the tools that we have that are all upgraded, all new. And I've got Kevin Steele that's going to help us with that. And hopefully if the audio, just everybody on the webinar, I'm getting different feedback on the audio. If you do have any challenge with audio, just go to the conference bridge and you can listen to the audio very clearly there. But these new tools and new things on the website, we really want to have you get updated on this. So Kevin Steele, are you there?
I am here, Jay. Thank you very much for asking me to be part of your webinar tonight.
Excellent. Thank you, Kevin.
Well, you know what? Diane and I left this event fired up, Jay, and that's because there's a lot of great new tools. And, you know, Susan's always training us to use the tools, let the tools do the job. And you might as well start with your associate back office, because I tell you, you go there, and just a little FYI, our associate back offices are going to be down tonight because they're going to integrate a lot of these updates tonight while we sleep. So when we wake up tomorrow, hopefully a lot of these will be live and ready for us to take action with. And the one that really kind of gets me going right away is the customizable website. A lot of us like to be able to make some changes, and we're going to be able to go into our back office now and make some changes to our website. We're going to be able to pick a home page. We're going to be able to customize that with a photo of your choice if you want to, some verbiage of your choice if you want to. You're going to be able to pick videos that start up on your landing page. In fact, you're going to be able to pick multiple videos so that your new potential business partner that you're sending to your website has a choice of videos. And along with those choice of videos, Jay, they're going to be able to offer products. You're going to be able to offer 3 different products on your home page that's going to coordinate with those videos. Like, let's say you have the Are You Talks, you're going to be able to show maybe the Cleanse for Life. And if you have the Product B video testimonial page, you're going to be able to show Product B. I mean, it's going to be huge, Jay. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. And now, you know, moving on from our website to our next slide here, we actually have a brand new welcome kit. And I love this. And my suggestion to everybody on this call tonight is if you didn't pick one up at N.Y.K.O, if you weren't at N.Y.K.O, go to ISA Sales Tools right now. Order yourself at least one of these. You got to take a look at it, because this is going to be included in every single brand new order that Isagenix sends out from now on. And it is phenomenal, Jake. It's going to give everybody, your new enrollee, all the information they need to get started on it and have what we call on our team, on Susan's team, a wow experience, Jake. And we all know that when you have that wow experience, it's going to help you retain them. It's going to help them move on and experiment and dabble in the business, perhaps maybe learn to get their product paid for, as you said earlier, and maybe go for that 3K in 30 days. So it all starts with this welcome kit. So get fired up and get yourself one in, because when your new user gets this in the mail, you want to be able to go over it with them. You want to know what they're looking at. You want to be able to see what they're seeing, all the new pictures, all the new ways to chart your progress. So it's absolutely phenomenal. And then this is one that I just, pardon the term, flipped out over, Jay. This is phenomenal. Many of us on this call like to do one-on-ones. We like to meet our potential business partners in Starbucks. And you know what? They've got this brand new enhanced flip chart. It's got some great new photos, some great new verbiage. And the neat part about it is, Jay, it's set up like an easel. So you can set it in the middle of the table while you're talking to your brand new business partner or your potential business partner. And on the back of the side that's facing you are some cliff notes. So it's going to prompt you as to what stories to tell, what to say as your new person is looking at the chart. It's fantastic, Jay. And along with that, this is key. Along with that comes a DVD. And this is huge, because with this DVD, we all know that Pam and Kevin Barnum are one of the fastest growing businesses in all of Isagenix. Wouldn't it be fun to have them at your house, doing it in-home? Well, you know what? That's what Isagenix has done. On that DVD, get this. Go around your neighborhood. Invite your friends over. Fill your living room up. Get them around your big screen, whatever it is. Put in the DVD on your DVD player and introduce the DVD. Press play. 25 minutes later, Pam Barnum has given your guests a complete opportunity meeting in your living room, and all you have to do is introduce the DVD. It's phenomenal, Jay. It's absolutely phenomenal. So I think those are some great tools. But you know, this is key. Many of us don't have an opportunity to get to ICU sometimes, and you've got to get these new people started off on the right track right away. And in your back office is Kathy Coover's, very, very important, Kathy Coover's 10 Steps to Success. Now, we've got an acronym that goes with those 10 steps. It's called leadership, and it's key. But one of the things in the past is we've never known when a person was doing anything with that leadership or with that the 10 steps to success. Now we have an opportunity to track that, because as your new person, as you get them started, as they finish, like let's say the L is lay the foundation. As they finish, lay the foundation, they're going to be able to email you right from your back office, right from their back office. A form is going to pop up. I think it might be on this next slide. A form pops up, and they're going to be able to fill this form out, and it's going to be emailed to their accountability partner, whether that's their upline, their side, whoever is their accountability partner. Think of how awesome that's going to be, because that's going to give their accountability partner a chance to give them a call, say, hey, what did you like best about Lay the Foundation? What did you learn? Let's review a couple things. And you know what? There's nothing like being accountable, Jay. It's a proven statistic that people do a better job, people are more committed when they actually have an accountability partner. So I think these forms, these additions to our tool package, you know, our little holster that we keep around our waist and all the different things we have to pull upon are fantastic right now. Isagenix wants us to be the best, and they keep giving us the best tools to make that happen, Jay.
Kevin, very, very good. And folks, you really want to get it acclimated to all those different tools and systems. We're going to give you a website here later to give you a place to get all the updates. But one of the big promotional tools that was put together that really has been expanded and perfected, and I'm talking a lot of money and value has been put into this to really get people glued into the products, is the IsaBody Challenge. And I have Rhonda Collier really going to go through step by step. I want everybody to pay attention that, you know, we're taking like a 3-day seminar, day and night seminars, and we're trying to pack this in with an hour. So, you know, we're gonna be a little bit over this 1 hour, but it's important to kind of get all the information here so you get some clarity and you put this stuff into action in your business. The IsaBody Challenge is huge. The benefit to all your customers, all your clients is huge. They need to be aware of it. And Rhonda, give us some of the steps on how we can take advantage of it.
Well, thank you, Jay. Yes, they absolutely did relaunch the IsaBody Challenge. And, you know, you guys, one of the themes of this event throughout the weekend, the company kept putting out there and helping us to understand is this: promotions build my business. Promotions build my business. And this is one of my favorite promotions, Jay. And, you know, what I would suggest for people regarding this, I'm going to go over some of the details in just a moment. But really, here's what I've done, Jay. What I did is I registered. I have signed up as a 2012 IsaBody Challenge participant, and you can do that right online on the isabodychallenge.com website, and you can also do that through your associate back office. And so the best way to be familiar with this and the best way to use this to increase retention in your team, you know, to increase those order baskets and to increase your enrollments, you guys, is to participate in this contest yourself. Go for it, you know. Really immerse yourself in this, because then you can be speaking about it, and you will be speaking about it from this personal experience. And as a matter of fact, I got my trainer. I have a trainer that I've hired, and I'm going for the challenge again this year. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have a different body by the end of this challenge, and I got my trainer signed up on this. He's fit, you guys, but he's going for adding that lean muscle mass, and he's going for that, you know, what Isagenix can do for athletes. And so there's some new parts of this. You know, there's going to be the annual grand prize winner this year is going to be selected from the year's top 6 challenge contestants. Okay, and you know, I won't go all the way through it, but here's some of the bullet points. Okay, the grand prize winner is going to get $25,000 in cash and prizes. It's an awesome award. They're kind of spreading the love, if you will, throughout the contest this year. And there's going to be a cruise, and the top 6 celebration challenge winners will each receive $2,000 in cash. They're also going to win the free cruise. Okay, they're going to be on that cruise. They're going to have free registration and paid expenses for celebration, and of course they're going to get on stage. Now, here's what's exciting, you guys. Every month, the company is going to be drawing. Well, first of all, let me back up. Sorry. You also can win this cruise if you're not one of the top finalists. you can also have a chance at winning this cruise. Everybody who joins the challenge and completes the challenge, again, we want to get them completed, so we're putting this in there. Everybody who completes the challenge, there's going to be a drawing out of all of those people, and 3 people just randomly are going to go on this cruise. So you have a chance at that no matter what. Even if you don't think your possibility of winning this with your body transformation, you can win it by this random drawing. And then there's 2 other things that are so awesome about our new Ice the Body Challenge that you guys want to take full advantage of. And like Jay keeps saying, we want to make sure we communicate this to our teams and to our customers. Each month, there's going to be a drawing. Okay, 5 winners will be randomly chosen each month to receive a $500 product gift certificate. Okay, so it's exciting because in our back office now, you guys, we can actually track our progress. We can track each month your weight, your inches, your pictures. It's really incredible. And then the last part is this. You can win. You can actually get free Ageless Essentials with Product B. And the way that you do that is they're having these 90-day transformation awards, okay? And in 90 days, you got to be in, you got to be in the game, you got to be posting your results in the back office, and you have to complete it. And all the people that do that and lose 12% of their body weight during that time, and they upload all that information, are going to win. They're going to win the free Ageless Essentials with Product B. So that's just a bit of an update. It's an exciting way to build your business, you guys. Facebook, flyers. There's some free flyers on the website. But my best advice to you is get in the game. So back to you, Jay.
Great job, Rhonda. Great job. So icetheBodyChallenge.com. Review that, everybody. It's there, and it's also on the icethemovie.com. Definitely review that. Get updated. Another one, Crystal Challenge, and a gentleman that uses this is Kevin Steele. Real quick, share what the Crystal Challenge, Kevin.
Yeah, this is huge. Crystal Challenge is a phenomenal piece of toolage that our people can use to get themselves to executive in the next 6 months. If you don't get to executive or you don't get to Crystal your first 6 months as a new enrollee, we give you another chance. We're right at the very beginning of that other chance right now. It runs from January 1st to June 24th. You get brand new, 10 brand new consultants, 5 on your left sales team, 5 on your right sales team in the next, actually turns out to be about almost 6 months. And Isagenix is going to give you a ticket to the gala. They're going to call you a Crystal Executive. You're going to get to cross the stage at Celebration and pick up that brand new award. It's a beautiful award that you can show proudly in your living room. And you know what? As an executive, then you can start to take advantage of all the bonus pools, Jay. That's key. That's why you want to run for this Crystal Challenge. And I think that all you have to do is go to your back office. It's under the compensation heading. Click on the compensation, and down at the bottom of that main page is a Go For It button. You want to click on that button, and that tells Isagenix that you're ready to go for the Crystal Run, because you have now till June 24th to get 10 brand new consultants. And the key here, Jay, is this. If you already have somebody on your team and they have not yet gone consultant, you can use those. Make them consultants. Get them to consultant. That's going to help you get to your Crystal Challenge and get you to Celebration, get you on that stage. So that's very, very key for me.
And just remember, you make $100 on every consultant, everybody. So 10 of those, there's $1,000 up front, and then you get and then you're getting all the team cycles, on top of that. So you're getting your product introductory bonuses. You're getting your $100 on every consultant, and like Kevin said, you've got to get to executive and then 10 cycles to get into the bonus pools, and those bonus pools can leapfrog your checks. So that's a great game plan. So with that, Kevin, let's talk about all the events that we have. I think one of the things that I got from this was, my goodness, there's so many quality events, and really it's about personal development, and we've created a personal development program within Isagenix, and really if everybody utilized this, it would really change the direction of your business and getting your organization to do this. So Kevin, share some of the events that we have.
Well, the one coming up soonest is actually Top Achievers, and that's a special award. Before I get started, I want to say this: events build belief. Okay, you got to get to events because statistically, Isagenix tracks everything. I'm guaranteed they follow everything out there, and it's a proven fact that people at N.Y.K.O. make more money than people that don't attend N.Y.K.O. That's just the start. That's just where we finished. So knowing that, you want to get yourself to these events. Top Achievers is a place where the leaders go. This is where your big income earners go. This is where your people who are millionaires in action go. This is where the people who have participated in the bonus pools go. These are the people that are actually building their businesses. This is what you want to set your sights on. You know, is it too late for you now? Maybe, maybe not. But, you know, set your sights on it anyway. And if you don't get to 2012, set your sights on it in 2013. Top Achievers is where you want to be. But then after that, guys, there are so many things that go on through the year that you want to get to because, as I said, events build belief. And if you can't sense it in my voice, I believe that I am in the right place at the right time. I'm going to the top of this company. I'm going to be a millionaire like Jay, like Lenny, like many of the other people on this call tonight. So you got to get to these events. And one of the key things that you got to get to is you got to kind of learn how to carry yourself in conversations. And, you know, in the past we called that journey to the stage. And the stage isn't necessarily just a place up in front of the room. The stage could be at the grocery store talking to the person that's in line with you. The stage could be at the Starbucks sitting down with your flip chart talking to your new potential business partner. And now, journey to the stage that David teaches is going to be called powerful presentation. He's going to teach you how to react and how to act in certain situations. And you've got to get there because that's powerful, Jay. Knowing what to say and how to say it to the right person at the right time is key. Now, that's just one of the things that has changed. Now, we've got the other big thing that has changed is power prospecting now has also changed its name. When you go to power prospecting, where you learn how to actually connect with people and how to get down to the nitty-gritty to get that person involved in your team, power prospecting is now called University in Action. And you know what? You want to go to your back office. You want to find out when these are going to be because you want to get yourself enrolled in these because it's key. You want to be a product of the product for one, but you want to know what you need these tools in there. And these are tools that are going to guide you in your business. You want to be able to participate in this because it's going to help grow your belief in not only Isagenix but yourself, and that's key. That's one of the areas where most everybody's belief is a little low. This is a way to build your belief in yourself is getting to either the new Journey to the Stage, which is now Powerful Presentations, or Power Processing, which is now University in Action. Let's just talk about celebration for a second, George. You know what? Let's talk about ICUs for just a second. We've got many ICUs coming up. There's already 2 posted in our back office. We've got the ICU in New Jersey coming up March 1st through the 3rd. Get yourself registered for that. We've got ICU right here in Phoenix, May 17th through the 19th. Get yourself registered for that. You know, I was talking to Holly DeMott, Jay, and she said that her business has exploded. And you know, yes, she was the IsaBody champion here a couple of years ago, but she attends every single event, and she expects her leaders to attend every single event. That's key in her business exploding. So let's talk about the granddaddy of them all, guys. I am inviting all of you to my hometown, that's Phoenix, Arizona, in August, and it's going to be hot, and I don't mean just the weather. I'm telling you, this event is going to be hot. This is our 10-year celebration. We're going to have amazing people there. Paul Zane Pilzer is going to be there. John Gray, Dr. John Gray, Men from Mars, is going to be there. You know, and let's just back up for Paul Zane Pilzer. He is a Nobel-winning economist, okay? He's an entrepreneur. He's a best-selling author. He has actually advised 2 separate presidents. I mean, this guy's a genius. He predicted the dot-com boom, okay? He predicted the dot-com bust, as a matter of fact. He says that in the next 10 years, the wellness industry is going to explode. We are in the right place at the right time. John Gray, Man from Mars, he's written books about Isagenix as well. He's going to be a featured speaker as well. Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for the Soul. You don't want to miss these guys. These guys will fire you up. And you know what? This is the place to be. And you get in the back office right now because there's early bird pricing right now. If you get in before May, it's only $199. After May, it's going to run up to $299. So you might as well save that $100 now. Your new people right now, as they come on, new enrollees have an option to click now and get their Isagenix celebration ticket for only $177. Now, get this. Remember that. If they stay on with the program, with the Loyalty Rewards program, in the next 8 months and spend 150 BV, they're also going to win one. Imagine that. They're going to be able to earn one right now for 177, win one that they can bring a partner with in 8 months. Wouldn't that be awesome? So, you know what? Get everybody to celebration. This is going to be the most phenomenal celebration experience of all times. And these events, Jay, they just keep getting better and better and better. And I'm turning it back to you. I just want to say thanks for letting me be a part of this tonight, and thanks for your leadership.
Kevin, excellent job, excellent job. And folks, I would have to just reiterate, like Kevin, I mean, I know for myself, by going from event to event to event and staying plugged in with what's going on with this company, it's helped me make millions. And Holly DeMont now is a 5-star. That means that's a gal who needed to lose 100 pounds that now is making 100 cycles a week, and that's over $20,000 a month minimum, plus her bonuses on top of that. I just talked with Lisa N.Y.K.O here today. She just got into the company in less than 6 months. She just hit 5-star this weekend. That means she's making over $20,000 a month plus bonuses on top of that. And she's going to every event. She's a mother of 3, and she was at New Year kickoff. And she's periodically, and she's going, of course, going to the East Coast ICU. People that make a lot of money use the events. So the promotions that we've shared, the events that we've shared, the things that are happening, isafyi.com is where you need to be. isafyi.com. You need to take responsibility and know what these programs are. We're touching on them right now. You need to review these so that you really integrate them in your business. Now we're wrapping up here, and we had a really great panels, and we're not going to be able to get into all the details because we're going overtime here. But I want you to know that I was very, very excited to see Joe Malooly and my organization on one of the panels. We had Jeremy Hamilton on the panel, and we had all these quality people that were on the panels that were sharing really major stuff. I mean, why they're millionaires and why they're emerging leaders in the company. And so to kind of encapsulate all of those speakers, I'm going to have Joe Malooly, I'm hoping he's on the line, just share a couple of key things from the panel and bring it to you here on the webinar. Joe?
I'm here. Can you hear me, Jay?
Okay, you sound perfect.
I don't know if there's really much more to say. You guys have said it all. I will tell you that I want to reiterate what Jim, you did a phenomenal job, by the way, summing up the products. A really phenomenal job summing up Product B and what's ahead for us. And I want to reemphasize one thing that Jim covered that they talked about there, and that was that when you have John Anderson and Dr. Bill Andrews doing a gold standard study, that means double-blind, that means a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study. Like you said, that is the gold standard. And the fact that they're doing that, and they're very, you know, they were very cautious and very detailed in exactly where they wanted to publish. This is going to be in a peer-reviewed journal. It's not just a medical journal; it's a peer-reviewed journal, which takes it up about 10 notches. So, Jim, thanks for putting that out there. I just want to stress to everybody on the call that this is like a major, major medical breakthrough that's about to happen. So just literally be on the edge of your seats and get ready for it. In the interim, as far as the panels go, and there was so much, Jay, that was shared. I mean, I can't even go. But I will tell you one thing that I shared that I want to share with you guys, and that was when it comes to three-way calling, because I think it's so vitally important that people understand the philosophy on the three-way call. A lot of people that are sitting here maybe sitting here thinking, well, yeah, you know, I know about three-way calls, and I know I need to do it, but you don't do enough. And a lot of you are scared to death to do three-way calls because you feel like you're going to put your prospect on, your mother, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your coworker, whoever it may be, on the phone with your upline, Jim or Jay or something like that, and you're scared because they're going to come in and close them, and you don't want to like put them in front of a sales guy or a timeshare salesman or something like that. And I shared with the audience, then don't do that. You know, just remember that it's not you. And for instance, let's use Jay, you as the upline. It's not you and Jay, you know, attacking your prospect. It's you and your prospect calling Jay to say, Jay, do you have a little bit of time for us? You're on their side. You know, they're asking you a question, you might answer. They ask you another question, you might answer. They ask you another question. Even if you know the answer or not, you say to that prospect, you know what, that's a great question. I don't really know if I know the right answer. Hold on a second, let me get the right answer. Now, you may be on a three-way call. You may be on a telephone call. You may be in front of them. It doesn't matter. Just pick up the phone and start dialing, or do So just click the phone. They may think you want to call waiting. Doesn't matter. Dial up Jay and say, Jay, you there? Now you've queued your upline saying, look, if you hear from me, if you see me calling, I've got someone on the call. I'm going to be doing callbacks today. Very important that you do that. And when you get Jay on the phone, you say, Jay, listen, it's Joe Malooly. I got my friend Jen here with me. Do you have a couple of seconds for us? We have a couple of, it's not she has, it's we have a couple of questions. It's very important that you make your prospect feel comfortable in the presence of Jay. That's the most important thing I can share with you. Say, we've got a couple of questions for you. Can you give us some of your time? And Jay can obviously know what's going on. He can say, of course, how can I help you? Now, Jay doesn't go in he lets you lead the call. You say, well, as a matter of fact, Jen had a great question. Jen, this is Jay, why don't you go ahead and ask him your question first? You're done talking. You have no idea what will happen in that conversation. Some of the most incredible things you've ever heard. The training that you're going to get by listening to your upline, in this case Jay, talk to your prospect. It's amazing how delicately Jay will take that conversation, and before you know it, instead of Jen, which he probably asked you, well, can you send me more information? Can you email me some stuff? Can you send me a website? That type of thing. Those are the questions you don't want. The questions that Jay will end up getting out of her, believe it or not, she'll start saying, well, how much would it cost if I wanted to buy a package of this for this 30-day thing? Or what would it cost? Is there any money to be made here? All the right questions start to come out. It is amazing if you do a proper three-way call. So that's probably, Jay, what I want to end with. I know we're way over time, and I just wanted to share that with people, and hopefully that sums it up for you.
That's awesome, Joe. Thank you so much. And we did cover a lot here. This has probably been our longest webinar here, but you know what? We took 3 days, and we packed it in here in a short period of time. And so you guys got, for the most part, you got the 3 days, but really you have to be there. It's impossible to convey what happens there in person. It's really virtually impossible, but I think we've given you a tip of the iceberg. You've been able to see it, feel it, touch it. I want to close with this. What is Isagenix lifestyle? We replace poor foods with Isagenix superfoods. We use the 5 pillars of health every day. We replace financial struggle with financial ease. We're part of a warm and vibrant culture of Isagenix. And all I would ask you to do here at the end of this webinar is plug into the health system. Use it correctly. Get into the 5 pillars. Really, use it correctly. You may lead with product B. That's great. But once you're in the program, get into the pillars. Use these products. Plug into the system. Whether it's for weight loss or maintenance, plug in. Plug into the financial system. Plug into the money system. Plug into a system of creating income. And that's an ongoing process to learn. But it's a systematic. There's no anything left for chance. You follow the steps, and we have the steps. They're proven, and you follow those steps. So you plug into the financial system, and what Kevin shared with you was the events that we have. And what you understand, we need to understand that that's a system too. And you plug into the personal development system. You plug into those event systems, the personal development system. And if you plug into the health system, you plug into the wealth system, and you plug into the personal development system, you will change your life, period. And that's what you want to teach your people here in 2012. If you want 2012 to be different, and I know everybody on this line does, and my hat is off to all of you that have been on this webinar, but if you want 2012 to be different, you've got to plug in all the way through this year and get people in your team to plug in all the way through this year. And it's that simple. It's not a complicated deal. It's just a commitment to staying plugged in. So with that, I thank my speakers, all of them, for sharing. We're wishing you all an incredible 2012. We have the best owners in the company with Jim and Kathy Coover and their son Eric and all the corporate staff. We really got the vehicle that everybody is looking for. So have a great week and a great year. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.